Good morning. We'll start with a little music. The theme today is forgiveness as change. Do bother. Today, the meditation is forgiveness as change. Do bother. It's third in a playlist this week called How to Change. I've gathered some lovely words from wise people talking about stuckness and moving forward, if only in sweet small steps. I'll introduce them in the attributions, and for about 5 minutes, I'll set the theme and offer you some inspiration, I hope, and then we'll begin the 20-minute sound meditation, starting with setting an intention. Forgiveness is effectively time travel. It gives me control over the past and the future. It's a bother. Love is a bother. Woven under the surface of things, love wants to be bothered with my troubles. I claim that love now. I forgive and give myself the gift of a larger story. I forgive and I trust that I am wonderfully made. The life of God within me is divine intelligence itself. I affirm the restoration of my awareness and of that wholeness. This too is love working its way through the world. Welcome to Sheltering Grace, a sound meditation for your one wild and precious life. This sound meditation series is about renewable caring, caregiving of yourself and your others and the world, to be better gardeners of our one wild and precious life. Here we shelter together in place most mornings, Wednesday through Sunday, using words and poems, little ancient wisdom, singing bells, some wind chimes, metal tongue drum, silence, and a little science to support us in all of this. Brought to you by myself, Reverend Eleesabeth, Hager, and San Francisco Unity. The attributions today are David Whyte, who's following us this week, a contemporary poet, from his book Consolations, Solace, Nourishment, and underlying meaning of everyday words. The word is forgiveness. And from my book, rule number 16, Do Bother, the Hospice Chaplain's Field Guide to Caregiving, and mentioning the third principle of one of my professors, Dr. Alan Wofelt, to continue the relationship. Also, a little bit from Daily Word, and some excerpts, and Hafez will take us out with a translation by Daniel Ladinsky, I Got Kin. The background video is Rain on Some Blue Atlas Cedars by Susanna Musical from Pixels. Forgiveness as change. Do bother. The theme this week is how to change. Any change. Losing 5 pounds, gaining 5 pounds, the loss of our health, wanting to feel better again, or the ultimate change, reconciling from a loss from death. My professor, Dr. Alan Wofelt, speaks of the 6 principles of healthy grief and loss. To reconcile those, the first is to accept the reality of it, which I mentioned the first day. To accept the world as it is, or as it is now, is not easy. The second principle, which I spoke about yesterday in the readings, is to move toward the pain of loss, to reduce suffering, not dwelling, but taking it in sweet, small steps. And the third today is to continue the relationship with what hurt you or what disturbs you or what or who you lost. To forgive. It's worth the bother. It is love making its way through the world. Here's the paradox of the moment. Forgiveness is effectively time travel. It gives you control over the past and the future. Here's a reading from my book. Rule number 16, do bother. Woven under the surface of things, love wants to be bothered with your troubles. The edges of our caregiving stories are messier in real time than in retellings. We need to tell and retell our stories over and over to keep it moving and to make it real. But we are all just sleepwalkers until we do, because the loitering proximity of death and loss and further loss changes our viewpoint. It is an otherworldly wake-up call. Even for the most habitual of us, people think differently after. It's okay that you're a bother. Do you hear me? It's okay that you're a bother. I am too. Bother me. Speak. Don't spare us. Show me what you need. I will respond if I am able. Love for the long haul materializes as acts of service, even small acts of service. This kind of love hangs around. It's a bother. Vulnerability and reciprocal growth of trust are the secrets to love's strength and sustainability. Woven under the surface of things, love wants to be bothered with our troubles. Here's David Whyte. Forgiveness as a larger story. Really great. This guy is awesome. To forgive is to assume a larger identity than the person who was hurt. To forgive is to assume a larger identity than the person who was first hurt. To mature and to bring to fruition an identity that can put its arms around not only the afflicted one within, but also around the memories seared within us by the original blow, and through a kind of psychological virtuosity, extend our understanding to the one who first delivered it. Forgiveness is a skill, still David Whyte, a way of preserving clarity, sanity, and generosity. It's a beautiful way of shaping the mind to a future we want for ourselves. To forgive is to put oneself in a larger gravitational field of experience than the person or thing that first seemed to hurt us. We reimagine ourselves in the light of our maturity, and we reimagine the past in the light of our new identity. We allow ourselves to be gifted by a story larger than the story that first hurt us and left us bereft. Forgiveness is about moving obstacles out of our way to a better, larger story, getting out of my own way, which is healing. Here's Daily Word today, healing. I trust the healing power of divine intelligence. I'm an expression of God, a manifestation of the life of God within me. How important it is to remember this truth, especially when my body seems to indicate otherwise. The truth of my being is that I am wonderfully made, just as I am. I am created in the image and likeness of Spirit, and even when I don't feel my best, I rely upon my faith. I speak the words of health and wholeness, backed by my faith that the life of God within me is divine intelligence itself. I affirm the restoration of my awareness and of my wholeness. Let's take that into our meditation today. So what is your intention today? What is the one thing you would like to let go of? And what is the one thing you would like to claim? The power of the one. Focus. Let's take 3 bells and decide. And we begin. So let's begin together with the breath. Breath is our first taste of this world, and every moment of it. Let's breathe in fully and exhale fully. Together. Let it light you up, fill you up, and exhale. When you exhale, think Pavarotti. Exhale like a diva. Let's breathe again. Cleansing in a breath and an exhale. Breath is one of the superpowers we use in this sound meditation. Second superpower is sound. Human beings and this world is vibration. And when we use sound, we choose a higher vibration. Sound of nature, the sound of rain, which we so need. Playing rain, please. When we choose and resonate with a higher sound, the beautiful sound of this metal drum, we're choosing higher. We are vibrating higher. It's a choice. Let's breathe in the sound now. Let it light you up. Let it vibrate you up. And exhale. The third power we use in this sound meditation is the power of gratitude, which supercharges everything. The neuroscientists say that it's good for us. It's good for our brain chemistry. Let's breathe in the power of gratitude through the heart. Breathe it in. And exhale. Continue using your superpowers. Because, of course, what good are they if you don't use them? Use what is within, so we can understand what is all around us. Find yourself drifting. It's all right. Gather yourself back to center. It's a bother. Gather yourself. It's worth it. Making none of it wrong. Drop down. Drop down again to the kingdom. Forgiveness is time travel. It gives me control over the past and the future. It's a bother. Love is a bother. Love wants to be bothered with my troubles. I claim that love now. I forgive and give myself the gift of a larger story. Woven under the surface of things, love wants to be bothered with your troubles. We claim that love now. We forgive and give ourselves the gift of a larger story. I am wonderfully made. I affirm the restoration of this awareness and that of wholeness. This place of reset, we remember. This place of divine intelligence, of healing, of forgiveness, of giving ourselves the gift of a larger story is here. We remember this place where we reset to sacred ground. We remember this place. And so it is. I affirm today that I will be in balance, and I hope that you have found some inspiration to do the same. To stay open to a larger story and the web of possibilities for renewal. To receive the abundant nourishment within which we all vibrate. And to use that power to bloom as wise gardeners of our lives and of this world. And so to grow a life of courage and kindness and honor. Hafez will take us out, a 13th century Sufi poet. I got kin. Plant so that your own heart will grow. Sing because this is the food our starving world needs. Laugh because that is the purest sound. Be the encouraging light we seek. With every breath, open again. Thank you so much for joining me today.